Hi, my name's Rich. Some of you might know me from my Instagram page, Rich Plays Board Games, where I do a lot of comedy and fun things like that, and many of you don't know me at all. You know what? That's absolutely fine. Today, I'd like to share with you guys my thoughts and opinions on Starship Captains by CGE Czech Games Edition. Just a disclaimer, I was not given this game for free. This is a game that I actually got when I was at Essen this year. I was lucky enough to go there and to check out all the cool games and projects that are being made right now. And obviously, one of the big candidates of that show was Starship Captains. When I first walked down the booth to look at the game, I see everybody's like really excited, and I'm kind of the type that's like, hey, I don't want to jump on the hype train and get all excited for it. I have to have this game for myself first to actually play it, to see how I feel about it, to see where the hype is coming from. So I just like to kind of share my thoughts and opinions. I've played this game numerous amount of times. I've been able to play it at all player counts. It plays 1 to 4 players, and it plays from 25 minutes per person. So you know how it is though, when you see the time on the box, you're kind of like, I don't know. But this one is actually really enjoyable. And so before we go ahead and jump into it, just go ahead and give a quick overview of what the game's about. So, what is Starship Captains? What is this game about? What's going on here? Well, in Starship Captains, you are a newly graduated captain, and you are given a ship and crew. Now, you don't get too excited, right? You don't have the best ship, you don't have the best crew. It's up to you to explore the galaxy, get experience by completing different missions and upgrading your crew to be the best, and I mean the best, Starship Captains in the galaxy. So, now that I've given like a quick, small, brief overview of what the game's about, let's go ahead and take a look down at the table and see how the game actually plays. Maybe go over a few of the core mechanisms. All right, I'll see you there. All right, so thanks for joining me. I'm just gonna touch on a few things here. I'm not gonna jump in and explain how to set up everything, but just about the basic round overview of what you're going to be doing on your turn. And as you can see here, you're going to be doing two things. You're either going to activate a room or complete a mission. I'll go over what both do fairly quickly so you kind of get an idea. But so pretty much this is an action selection kind of game. So you're going to use your crew members here, and you're going to use them to go to different rooms, or selecting actions, to then go ahead and take other actions in the game. So if I were to use my red crew member here, I would move them, and then they would be able to move twice because I moved them into this, I guess you can say, navigational room. From there, you have your yellow crew members. If you move them into this room, you're able to fight the different space pirates that are on the board that help you get different goodies. And then you also have your blue crew members, and if you move them into this room, you're able to get these awesome, nice little tech upgrades for your ship, and you would place them down on your board, which is very nice. And this helps you kind of do extra, some of them might have different extra room actions. Some of them might help you when you're navigating or fighting pirates or doing different things throughout the game, and that's what's really cool about that. And then you also have your regular boring cadets, which unfortunately they can't do much of anything besides fix the ship, because they're just not as well trained as everybody else is. So you can use that to remove the damage on your ship, or use it to remove a damage on your player board. And when you do that, that helps you obviously progress your ship and add more tech upgrades. The really cool thing about these cadets though is that you can spin medals, and once you spin a medal, you can then select this cadet to be any crew member you'd like them to be. So for instance, we've got this yellow one here, and then I can go ahead and use them on this turn to do something else. The one thing though is, since cadets are the only ones that can fix the ship, your other crew members, for instance, if you wanted your navigator to not just fly the ship, they could also fix the ship as well. And that's the same thing for all the rest of the rest of your crew members. Once you actually have 3 of these medals, you go ahead and turn them in, and your now crew member becomes a cadet. And cadets have a really few cool extra things they can do. They can take extra actions, they can command subordinates to get into the crew area to do different things, and they also have some special things that they can do on missions as well. So that is pretty much just a small brief. I don't want to go too much into detail, I don't want to bore you guys, but that's kind of like a small brief overview of how the your spaceship is going to be working throughout the game. Okay, and here we are at the actual board itself, and before I was mentioning these different actions that you're taking over here on your ship, but as you can see here, if you're moving, you would just follow these guidelines here to move. If you were to fight the pirates, that's a different kind of thing going on here, but you can tell when you fight a pirate here, you would take a damage. You would go ahead and get an artifact, which those could be used to help you do different actions, and then you would also get a medal to help you upgrade. After that, you flip it over, put it on your ship, and at the end of the game, these are worth points. That's just a little bit of a touch. I just kind of want to explain that because you might see these little guys on the board here, might not know what they do. These are the pirates. You can also go on different parts of the different space stations and get different things to help you, like droids. I'll explain more about what those do here in a second. And then you'll travel to different planets, and you're trying to hopefully complete a mission. So, as I said, you're going to be doing is you're going to activate a move, or activate a room, I apologize, or complete a mission. So, what does it mean to complete a mission? Once you're on a planet and you want to complete a mission this turn, you would go ahead and select this planet. I love the card art in this game. And then you would go ahead, and we're gonna scooch over here just a second. There we go. We would go ahead over here, and we would take, let's say we have some crew members here. We would go ahead and take this card here, place it onto the side of our ship, and then we would go ahead and try to complete this mission. And on this mission, it says here that we need a blue crew member and a red crew member. And then after that, you would take the corresponding rewards that are on the side there. So I would place these guys on here, and I would go ahead and do that, and I would complete the mission. After you complete the mission, you would keep them, and at the end of the game, they are worth points. That's how you complete a mission. And so after that, you would go ahead and take those guys that were helping you there and stick them into your crew. Now, as I mentioned before, you'll also have these cool little droids. They cannot be part of your necessarily queue in line, and the only reason why you would use these droids is to complete missions. So let's say that I don't have any more blue crew members and I need to complete this mission here. Then I would go ahead and take this droid, place it here, and droids can complete all missions. So that droid would help me complete this mission, and then I would go ahead, and it's pretty nice too. The design is very smart because, as you can see here, I cannot push him through here, but the crew member goes through. So that's very smart on the design. You'll just take this and put it into the rest of the pile there with the rest of your droids. Once you're done doing this, you've completed, you either took your actions from going into a room, after you took your actions from going into a room, or obviously completing a mission, then you move on, you pass your turn, and then once everybody passes, the round ends, and you move on. And there's four rounds in this game. So my favorite part though about this is once you have everybody all ready to go and you're ready, you take your nice little finger here, you slick it through until there's only 3 members left in the queue. Those crew members woke up late. And you go ahead and do the rest of the cleanup and get ready for the next round. I think that is, the use of this is very, very, very nice. So, my thoughts on Starship Captains. Where to start? There's a lot of great things I love about this game, but let's just go ahead and jump straight into the components. overall, this game has such a strong table presence. From the double layered board of the ships, all the way down to the awesome artwork and the missions, it has it all there. I also like the quality of the actual cadets that you have, along with the crew members that you have along the tracks that you're pushing on your board. Very, very, very cool. One of the things that kind of scared me at first, right, when I see this player board here, CGE was like, hey, you're gonna have to put together your own board. I was like, what? I'm gonna have to glue this thing together or something? I was confused, but luckily, all it is double-sided tape. You put it onto the board, and then you just put it together. It literally took me like less than 3 seconds to do, so it wasn't anything too crazy. And as you can tell, it's great. So that was the kind of thing that kind of worried me at first about the components, but the fact that it's really easy and quick to do, it's awesome. Gameplay wise, I think this game plays fantastic. It's very easy to understand the different core mechanisms of this game. It is an action selection game, so you're taking your crewdet or you're taking your crew member and you're moving them to do different actions across the board in the galaxy, which I think that plays very smoothly. It also has a awesome little player aid. Thank you. We all need player aids in boxes. They don't have to be the greatest player aid. Just give me something, because there is a lot of iconography in this game. And if you look at the back here, it kind of gives you what all the little symbols mean and what they do, which Rich can appreciate. So thank you, CGE, for that. The rulebook itself, very good, very clean, very easy to read and understand. Goes through the setup fairly well. There isn't anything that was really confusing about that, which I think is very important for people who are playing board games, or even people who are new to the hobby, or just like, oh, I don't know what I'm reading here. But that's definitely not the case here with this rulebook. To me, Starship Captains, I think, is a great introductory board game. What do I mean by that? Well, let me tell you. This is pretty much going to be my new introductory board game. So if anybody new comes over and says, hey, Rich, let's play a game, I'm going to pull out Starship Captains because it's easy to play, easy to teach, easy to understand. During the holidays, if I'm over with family and friends, I'm pulling out Starship Captains. Starship Captains reminds me of could be like that next Azul, or maybe even the next Pandemic, those classic Hallmark games that you have. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean that it's just too easy or it's not complex, because there is a lot of complexity in this game that I truly enjoy. If you understand the core mechanisms very well, and as a heavy gamer, you can see the board state, you're able to manipulate that board state in so many cool and unique ways with your crew members, with your cadets, with the droids they give you, and you're able to do some really cool things to pull off missions that I find is very, very exciting. There's that little puzzly aspect to it, which caters to heavy gamers. And then it also caters to light gamers, or people who enjoy light games, because of the easy aspect of just, I'm a Starship Captain, I'm flying around the galaxy, and I want to know what's going on. Overall, this game is fantastic, and I understand where the hype is in this. Playing it at 4 players, I was lucky enough to play with my board game club here in Germany, and I play with a wide range of people, so I really get a good kind of opportunity to hear what they think. And once I had it on the table, they started playing it and everything, they all really enjoyed it. They really enjoyed it a lot. They liked it a lot. That aspect is really, really cool. There is this thing here at the end of the game. There is an epilogue, and I guess you could look at your score and see how well you did. And you can see what your legacy is in the galaxy. So even though, we had the winner, loser, or whatnot, it didn't really, that was, all part of board games, right? But I think we were all really excited to be like, hey, what is my legacy here in the galaxy? And, some of us came back as these awesome heroes. Some of us came back with needing more training. Some of us, you have your own story. I believe, and let's just take a quick peek real quick, because I don't want to tell anybody the wrong thing here. There is 75 different epilogues. I don't know if anybody can see that. Different epilogues, and they're just telling you all these really cool and unique things about you as a captain and your adventure and what your score was. Things that I didn't like about Starship Captains, because there are some things that I didn't like. These are very small, minute. They don't take away from the game that much, but you know, there's a few small little gripes that I had about Starship Captains. One of the things, which this could be looked at as good or bad, is the playtime. Starship Captain literally does what it says on the box. 25 minutes per person. I think when you play it the first time, obviously it's going to take a little bit longer, but once everybody at the table really knows what they're doing, that time picks up. And you're only playing within 4 rounds, but every time I finished playing, I wanted more. I wanted to do more. I felt like, oh wait, oh, this is so great. I'm getting all these actions, I'm doing all these things, but oh, and then it kind of ends. That could be a good or bad thing, because you're like, hey, you know what, let's just go ahead and play again. But that's kind of one thing that kind of reminds me of you know, the playtime and wanting to get more. That's a little small complaint. Another thing that I kind of was I don't know, a little bit I don't want to say lackluster. I think it is really good, as I said, for anyone looking into introductory solo gaming is really good too. But I feel like the solo aspect of this game, it's good, right? The AI is smooth, it's very easy to use, right? It's you're using the AI player deck to do the actions, and so there's very little to no upkeep for the AI, which, oh, thank you for that. I really, really like that when it comes to solo gaming. I don't like to do a whole bunch of different things for the AI. If the AI's turn is longer than mine, then that's a problem. That's a problem for Rich. We ain't doing that. So the fact that that's not like this in this game, it's great, but I feel like the AI itself, as an opponent, isn't so tough. What happens in the solo game is you have these passengers that kind of add different attributes or maybe even hinder you while you're playing, but they didn't seem so tough or cumbersome where I'm like, oh man, this is killing me. It really wasn't. And it's also a beat your high score. So if you like solo gaming but you don't like beat your high scores, yeah, okay. But if you're getting this, this is one that you get not just for the solo gaming, right? You get this for everything. You get this because it's just a great game. Maybe for an introductory solo game, like anyone who's anyone who is playing this as an introductory solo game, I think it's a good one to play. But if you're looking for something other than you know, beat your high scores and things like that, you won't find it here. That's very small, it's very minute. I really enjoy the solo mode personally myself. I do wish it was a little bit tougher. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed. I think Starship Captains is a fantastic game, and now I understand the hype and why so many people who have tried this game and played it love it. I get it now. I absolutely get it. So that's great. I just want to thank you for joining me here at the table as I, express my thoughts, feelings, and opinions on Starship Captains. I really appreciate you guys being here. It really means a lot. If you like what you see today, please make sure to hit that like button down below. If you want more videos like this also, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And I just want to say this. It's not my job to tell you what to think, but it's my job to think about what you tell me. So if you have any comments or anything, please leave those down below, because I'd love to hear what you guys think. All right, so catch you guys on the next one. Bye.